This is the Catacomb Cult.
Magic.
Music. Oh. Welcome everyone to the Happy Magic Music Hour. Well, it's going to be a hybrid between a regular Catacomb Cult podcast. But Catacomb Cult podcast presents Happy Magic Music Hour. I hope everybody's doing all right. This is going to be a hella short one because I know I've been slacking with the podcasts and the general content for people. So I'm going to do a quick one where I just talk my shit. I do a song, analyze a song, and not even have any notes or anything like that. So this is just gonna be straight up song shit. I don't have any more voice memos. But yeah, I'm gonna analyze a song, talk my shit, talk about experiences. I don't even know which song we're gonna do yet, so let me go through it. I haven't done one of these podcasts in a while. It feels weird doing it once a month. But, I mean, that's going to have to suffice. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, man. We can do Dirty Dollar featuring DV8 The Strange, my homie Wilson, Adam Wilson. Hope you're doing good, man. Yeah, it's just my verse. I just have one verse. No, I have two verses on it. But the third verse I'm kind of iffy about. But the first verse I really liked, especially when I wrote it. And, I probably wrote it when I was 19. So, like, what the fuck do I know? You know what I mean? But, and, it's all about, like, capitalism and shit like that, which I've changed opinions on in recent years. But, yeah, let's get down with it. I didn't make this beat, though. Normally, it's either a friend of mine made it or, I made it. Like most of the shit on my album I made, except for a couple beats from like Zarsky and my homie Paradise Mike. And but yeah, this one's from No. The beat is made from No by No from Cunning Linguist. I'm sure you motherfuckers know Cunning Linguist. If you know me, you probably know Cunning Linguist. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Got a bunch of shit going on. All right. So let's start this one off. Let's do this analysis. I can't analyze my homie's verse, Wilson's. Analyze. I can't analyze Wilson's verse because I don't know what was going through his head. I can speak on what I feel by his verse, but we'll go through and I'll tell you the history of how I wrote this. Sorry if I'm I feel like I'm like cutting off. I'm not saying full sentences. I mean, that's not new, but I don't know. I just feel off. I guess I got to do more of these more often because I feel off for sure. Okay, let's start it off. This beat is so fucking nasty, by the way, by No. KNO of Cunning Linguist, one of the baddest underground hip hop groups ever. I've seen them live like 5 times. And yeah, fucking this shit is one of the nastiest beats. And it wasn't ever on an album. I mean, it was on his solo album, but his instrumental album. I don't think I ever heard anybody rap over this. Maybe there was. My homie Colin would probably know that. There might have been some cats that rapped over it. But anyway, I didn't ever put this on my albums or anything. I did put this on my album. Well, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Actually, no, let me give you some context. This is just like, I was working construction with my pops. Yeah, this is like, when you're broke, living check to check, you want to blame everybody. You know what I mean? And there is a lot of legitimate blame to go around for some people, not so much in my case, but I'm not, I never had a family or anything like that. So I wasn't like getting fucked out of like benefits or some shit. But it's called The Dirty Dollar. And, this is when I was in my hippie phase. And I'm still kind of like this deep down, even though I want so much money that I just, could just disappear from the world, just have so much money and just disappear to a fucking small island off of Sicily, you know what I mean? Yeah, but anyway, this is like my hippie stage. And I do still feel like this, but like where it's like, man, money is meaningless. Like it's not even real. Like even if you believe in God, right? You believe in God. I don't, but you probably do. If you do, like, do you think this was his journey for humankind? Like, you think this was why he created the earth, for us to like fight over money like this and kick people out of their homes and fucking create fucking criminals that are just desperate because they need to fucking, get food for their fucking family? No, I don't think so. But at the same time, I want to be rich as fuck. My dad always said that money is happiness. I have a line in my song. It's an old song called "Life Sucks, Dickhead." I might do it on this show, like the Happy Magic Music Hour sometime, because I never released that. But it's called "Life Sucks, Dickhead." And I have a line where my dad says, "Money is happiness, so get it. No one gives a fuck if you're gifted." And then I say, like, I keep on moving onward with the onslaught of honorary songbirds, throwing up my guts till I bust my first words, clutch this mic so tough that my palms hurt. All right. Anyway, let's start this song. This is about, like, fucking capitalism. I just had a pain in my chest, which got me kind of freaking out. Not like heart attack shit, but like COVID shit. And wouldn't that be a trip if I just caught like the glimpse of me realizing I might have COVID right here? You know what I mean? Anyway, let's do this shit. Dirty Dollar, motherfuckers. Let's play it.
Yes, yes, here's the recipe. The message be R.I.P. to the laws of humanity. The IRS chilling in the canopy with their claws in your wallets. Can it be they oversee the overseers? They out to seek us. So I write in Southpaw and spit this revolution till my fucking mouth sore. The new world.
All right, here we go. Yes, yes, here's the recipe. The message be R.I.P. to the laws of humanity. I'm talking about like ancient shit and then money got involved. I'm sure even to hunter and gatherers, there was some kind of barter system. Like, yo, you have this much berries, I'll let you have this fucking quilt or, this fucking pelt I have. You know what I mean? But it goes, yes, yes, here's the recipe. The message be R.I.P. to the laws of humanity. The IRS chilling in the canopy, meaning, they're all over the place in the canopy, ever present, you know what I mean? With their claws in your wallet, can it be they oversee the overseers? I'm out to seek us, so I write in Southpaw. I'm left-handed. And spit this revolution till my fucking mouth sore. But I had that fucking Boston twang, like, till my fucking mouth sore. You know what I mean? My mom's from Boston, you know what I mean? Or she's from New Hampshire, or Massachusetts. Yeah, she's from Massachusetts. Nashua County. I don't know. Somewhere around there. You know what I mean? But back then, I definitely used a lot more metaphors than I would now if I still rapped. I don't rap too much anymore, but I used a lot more. I tried to be real clever. I was a young kid, you know what I mean? That was like, All right, here we go. Let's start it over, and I'm just going to let my whole verse play.
Yes, yes, here's the recipe. The message be R.I.P. to the laws of humanity. The IRS chilling in the canopy with their claws in your wallets. Can it be they oversee the overseers? They out to seek us. So I write in Southpaw and spit this revolution till my fucking mouth sore. The new world slave traders, they enslave us. Treacherous and do the same to neighbors. And taxes to their bravest. Insane Quakers and say this one and the same. In the matrix that made us with the major papers. In debt for every dollar earned. I learned the system a bit, so I peek my head.
I remember that I said I was going to let the whole verse. Come on, you know me. I'm too ADD to let that happen. I'll probably let my whole verse play after this. And then I'll definitely let Wilson's whole verse play. But I remember watching a documentary. I can't even remember what it was. It was probably Zeitgeist. Remember Zeitgeist? I don't know if that was so much a doc yeah, there was a line in it where it's like, we're in debt. You're in debt for every dollar you earn. You know what I mean? Like, dollars are just debt. I can't really make sense of it. I was definitely smarter back then. I've said this a lot. You know how everybody's like, you gain more wisdom as you grow older. Not me. I feel like I was definitely more intelligent when I was like late teens, early 20s and shit. I don't know if it was because I was a more voracious reader back then, and or the phone just made my, I didn't have a phone back then, and it just made my brain to mush. But I was definitely smarter back then. I watched so many documentaries. I read so many books, like thousands of fucking books. I don't know. Now I read, I still read, but it's definitely not like I used to be. So I was definitely smarter back then. I might be more, it's not intelligence. Like, back then you get maybe I got jealous more of my girlfriend back then or something like that. And as you get older, you like know how to deal with those kind of situations more. Maybe that's why people think they're smarter, because they deal with stupid situations more. So maybe that's why people think they're smarter, because they deal with stupid situations that shouldn't be happening in the first place. Maybe they can deal with those a little more maturely. But, like, I'm definitely not smarter. I was definitely more inquisitive and definitely more curious back in those days. I still try to maintain that, but, I'm old, man. My stamina.
Traitors, they enslave us, treacherous and do the same to neighbors, and taxes to their bravest, insane Quakers, and sadists, one and the same, in the matrix that made us, with the major papers, in debt for...
Insane Quakers and sadists, one and the same in the matrix that made us, with the major papers. Come on. Cold-blooded. Means religion, non-religious, it's all money, man. And you know what made, if anybody, Tammy Faye and Jim Baker, right? Tammy Faye and Jim Baker, I remembered them as a kid. Tammy Faye looked like a fucking clown with her makeup. Sorry, Tammy. She seemed like actually she might have been, no, fuck that, man. She's took so much money. But, they just made a movie called Through the Eyes of Tammy Faye, and it was by Michael Showalter, which is he's awesome. If you've ever seen like American Hot Summer or Wet American Summer, what I can't remember. I'm a little drunk. I can't remember it's Wet Hot American Summer. I think that's it. Hot Wet American. You know what I'm fucking talking about. It's hilarious. The movie's a fucking classic. Cult hit. I think it was Bradley Cooper's first movie, but Michael Showalter's in it. And yeah, anyway, it's a great flick, and he was the director. So go check that out, Through the Eyes of Tammy Faye. And you see these evangelicals, man, these fucking televangelists, not evangelicals, but televangelists. Man, I don't get it. I don't get how people get duped. We're like, oh, I heard something from the Lord. I heard him. He wants you to buy this golden chalice, this golden cup, this golden Dixie cup that we painted. It's a fucking paper cup that we painted with fucking gold Krylon. He wants you to buy this for $80. $80. It's always like some Southern motherfuckers too, man. $80. I'm from the Southwest. Fuck that. $80 for this golden chalice, and it's you ain't just buying a fucking cup. You buying the Lord. You buying his saving grace. You buying his entrance to you buying your entrance to heaven. Sorry, I'm stuttering so much. I'm rusty. I could have done that character a little bit better, but I'm trying to be quiet. I think people are sleeping. I think I heard somebody knocking on my door actually. But yeah, man, they sell you that dream, dude, which is, come on, wake the fuck up, people. Believe in your God, whatever. Do that. I love people who believe in God. I've said that before. Most people I love believe in God. But if your God is telling you to pay this dude so he could buy a private jet and fly around the country and fucking eat caviar, maybe you need to rethink what the fuck you're doing, man. So, you know what I mean? Until that real Jesus figure comes across, even though if say Jesus, Jesus like walked, he was all about the poor and the whores, right? The poor whores. But no, he walked for like the poor and the meek, right? I don't even believe Jesus existed, but he walked for the poor and the meek, and he said, he had that line, it would be harder for a rich man to get into heaven than it would be for him to pass through the eye of a needle. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but something like that. So he was totally anti-establishment. And say Jesus really did come back and he was that same dude, anti-establishment, fucking walking in rags, walking with the slums, walking in the slums, poor souls, you know what I mean? People would just be like, oh, he's another crazy guy, you know what I mean? The Pope would be like, get this fucking bum off the Vatican steps. Get this fucking bum off the Vatican. He's Pontius Pilate, motherfucker. The Pope would be Pontius Pilate. Pope be Pontius Pilate. All right, let's go. I got on a whole tangent, huh? All right, let's go. Oh, shit.
In debt for every dollar earned, I learned the system a bit, so I peek my head out when I take my turns. The first of the month is a death sentence, a debt menace, unrelenting with your rent's vengeance. Not to mention stress, anguish, and resentment, left with the language of hatred in our different sections. But we still walk blind, obey all stop signs in ways I lost my mind. But
maybe I'm tripping, but this doesn't even sound like me. I mean, the verse definitely sounds like me, but the voice, like, it doesn't even sound like me. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking tripping. Maybe it's just like, I was like 19 when I recorded this, man. I don't even think I could go to the bars. I went to a couple bars, but yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I was tripping. Sorry. But like, I learned the system a bit, so I peek my head out when I take my turns. I like that line. Like, I was definitely one of those. I was like on the brink of being a tinfoil hat dude, especially like Alex Jones was cracking back then. And I'm not talking like how he's cracking now. Everybody knows Alex Jones because of Joe Rogan and shit like that. This is Bohemian Grove Alex Jones. Nobody knew him. I remember dropping Alex Jones's name. One of Galapagos 4 crew came out. Quell's one of my favorite rappers. And the whole Galapagos 4, Off-White, Mestizo, Typical Cats, Quasar, and No Can Do was out there and shit. And they were all like in a cipher, and I started ciphering with them. I spit something, and I remember dropping this. I'm talking, this is like 2004. Yeah, 2004 or 5. And I dropped an Alex I don't know what I said. It was freestyle, but I dropped an Alex Jones line, and they were like, "Oh, word! You've like," one of the dudes was like, "Oh, word! You know that fool, huh? That's a trip. Like, that dude's a trip. He says some crazy shit. Did you see this in this documentary?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I seen it all." And so anyway, I just want you all to know I was put on game to Alex Jones before Alex Jones turned into a fucking psycho that says the frogs are making you gay. But I knew about him from back in the day. And, media just paints a picture of that dude. That dude definitely might be flawed. He's definitely super hyper and probably going to die of a heart attack. That's a given. You see how red that motherfucker gets? But, he's been fighting for all Americans for a long time, man. Like, he's like, I don't know. That's for another day. The media just makes him seem like a crazy. He's like always been about the American people. Black, white. He's always been for gay marriage, everything. Like, he was always like, yo, government shouldn't fuck with anything you do except for murder and stealing, I think, I think that's like was his major message. Like, Yo, if you steal from somebody, you go to jail. You fucking murder somebody, you go to jail. Other than that, get the fuck out of my business. Well, there's nuances like hurting and assault and all that, but you get the fucking picture. All right, this is getting longer than I thought. This is supposed to be a short one. God damn, I gotta do Face ID each time. All right.
On my grind, they say when's vengeance, not.
So I left. I learned the system a bit, so I peeped my head out when I take my turns.
Stress, anguish, and resentment, left with the language of hatred in our different sections, but we still walk blind, obey all stop signs in ways I lost my mind, but trust I'm on my grind. They say they make the best out of a shitty situation. Fuck you, they made it, now I'm filled with hatred.
America takes credit for giving you freedom that you had anyway. It's like going to a fucking wedding.
This is the great Doug Stanhope. If you know me, you know I'm a huge stand-up comedy fan. I used to go to the Meltdown, the Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory, the Virgil would have some cool shows every once in a while. That's one thing I miss about Hollywood is all that kind of shit. But all right, so this is Doug Stanhope.
America takes credit for giving you freedom that you had anyway. It's like going to a fucking wedding and putting your own tag on someone else's box. That was for me. You're free anyway. You're born free. Born absolutely free, except for laws of nature.
All right, I'm not gonna interrupt Wilson's verse. I'll do an analysis of it at the end, but I also want to mention, that was a Doug Stanhope clip. I also want to mention this was in the MySpace days. I hit him up on MySpace and I was like, hey man, I fucking used your shit on a song. I hope that's cool. And I sent him the song. I was like, I'm not, I don't make money or anything like that. And he was just like, man, that's fucking awesome. I'm honored. And I wish I still could. I don't know. When you log into MySpace now, it's like you can't see all that old shit. But it was he was like, man, I'm cool. That's cool. I'm honored. And he was like, yeah, it's a pretty good song too. I don't really like rap though. Like I was like, man, you're fucking dope, dude. What's up, everyone? Sorry, my camera stopped recording. It was a technical glitch. I don't know why, but if you're watching this on YouTube, it's just gonna be the thumbnail for the rest of the episode. But keep listening, please. All right, peace.
Welcome back to the Catacomb Cult Podcast.
Anyway, yeah, he was like, yeah, he let me use it and shit, and that was from one of his comedy specials, like his copyrighted. So, he's a cool cat. I mean, not that he probably knew I wasn't like fucking getting rich off of him or anything, but he's dope, man. He lives in Bisbee, Arizona. All right, here's Wilson. I'm going to let that shit just rock, man.
Anyway, you're born free. Born absolutely free, except
Wilson's so nice.
Stuck up in the society, every day you gotta kill. Slave to the grave for that almighty dollar bill. The root of evil, incredible what it'll do to people. From truthful to deceitful. So all you fools walking around waving those handfuls of cash, better recognize bitch before I gaffle that stash. And don't laugh, it ain't no type of funny joke. Broke people gotta find a way to spend some money on that dope. It's the vicious cycle, the revolving door. We ain't trying to find a peace of mind, we're trying to stuff our wallets more. Give me that fat slab of meat, I'm a carnivore. Fucking piranha, what you think I slang the marijuana for? And even though I know I'm headed to hell, when I'm living I'll do whatever just to better myself. Don't worry, I ain't looking for no sympathy. I'm just getting sick of Benjamin Franklin thinking he's pimping me. Living on the downside of this capitalism. Another broke MC rapping with wisdom, on a mission for happiness through the slashing incisions. Everlasting after I'm dead, cause I captured the vision.
America doesn't exist. It's just dirt that has fucking lines drawn around it. Old guys put lines on it at one point. It's all fucking dirt, man.
Illuminati's upon us, the modest, they hush the modern day prophets, cause we're shackled right where they got us. Religion tied to the system, it's all in the pocket, yelling peace and unity by launching a rocket. Rocket, don't tell me that it's all in my mind, cause my whole lifetime I felt like somebody's line. Walking blind caused shivers up my spine, so I switched up on my rhymes and steer clear of conforming with the slime. Swimming in the sea of chaos, meet the status quo would see the next politicians pay off while laborers are laid off. Disturbing like Bush's ties to Adolf. It conflicts your interests, but I live in the great poor. Secret societies controlling the earth with a mind-numbing substance we consume since birth. There's truth in the verse. Educate my fam, cause the knowledge is first. Plant the seed and watch that motherfucker burst. In debt for every dollar earned.
In debt for every dollar earned. Dirty dollar bills.
America takes credit for all this freedom. You're not free. You can't drink a beer after 2, so drink up, because I'm going long tonight. You're not that free. You can't smoke a cigarette until 2 in the afternoon. Not that free. You can't put a fucking fishing pole in a fishing hole without a goddamn license. You can't drive down the street without a seatbelt. You can't put a business on your sign without a permit. And you can't... McDonald's, with just the shit they throw away on an hourly basis, could feed every hungry person in this fucking country, probably this planet, but health laws don't allow it. And if you get sick of all the bullshit, you're not even free to kill yourself in this country. You're not fucking free.
Man, Doug Stanhope's a goddamn gangster, man. He's a fucking national treasure, man. He's a fucking national treasure, and he's a goddamn gangster. Anyway, that was Dirty Dollar featuring my good friend. Even though I've only seen him like a few times in the past decade, but my good friend Adam Wilson, he'll forever be my good friend. We made so many goddamn memories together recording music. He's one of the most talented fucking rappers and producers. He makes some of the sickest beats I've ever heard. Yeah, so my songs were always better when he was on them. You know what I mean? He's a fucking badass. And his albums with Ian too, man. Ian's a fucking musical genius, man. So, very talented cats. Adam, we made some really cool stuff that really brings me back. Kind of makes me sad a little bit, because that song was, I just remember recording that song. Like, I just remembered like the era. I just remember the era and the time of my life back then. You know what I mean? And it was simpler. It was definitely simpler. Maybe it wasn't more simple, but it was definitely, I don't know. I'm definitely crazier. Look it, I'm shaking and the mic's going. But anyway, love you, Adam. Hope you watch this. And this has been the Happy Magic Music Hour. And Adam, me with I've been an atheist since you knew me. So like, don't take anything I said. Fucking, take it with a grain of salt. You know me, man. All right, man. So anyway. Peace out, everybody. Catacomb Cult. CC. No, I can't do that. Somebody already did that. That was Cardboard City. Shia LaBeouf threw this up on Saturday Night Live. Cardboard City, remember that? Def Juk cats know that. Def Juk's cats know that. Peace out. One love. Later, everybody. I love you.
Established in 399 BC, this is the Catacomb Cult.